technological development in export markets, or you kind of went cheap, pile it high, sell it cheap. Skills actually don't matter, and so so that's been one of the tensions in that. I would say there's also obviously questions about. It depends on what you're training for. I suppose one of the classics of when national vocational qualifications came here, one of my favourites I think was the NVQ level 1 in shelf stacking, which how many hours obviously you need to know about lifting safely, you need to know about rotation of stock, so you don't just keep always putting the new stuff up front and the old stuff's at the back. But how long does that take relative to, because there was funding and a certificate attached, how long did it take? So certainly there are problems there. That would be better to employ more people and teach them on the job than to have certificates, but there was money from the state to do it. Obviously your question about human dignity, its changing role, etc., is a deep philosophical question that at one point I thought I was going to get further into, and it's kind of how do we come up with a set of agreed principles on things? How many versions of liberal philosophy, and I'd include capabilities within that, is a kind of practical reasoning, dialogic process where we will use a process, and I suppose it's kind of Habermas would link in there as well. We can imagine a ideal communicative space where this can take place. Now, I suppose I kind of come to that, I think, with two diametrically opposed positions. One is, I think that I tend to think, yes, that's an ideal, but it's an ideal, and I'm not sure the world works like that. I'm sure, I'm convinced we can work at it and make it better, but I kind of tend to fall back into a political economy view pretty quickly that power plays out in particular ways in this. But that's clearly how many liberal philosophical positions would go, and a lot of people who are, have done far more reading and thinking than me, for me to dismiss that, so I almost just did. So that clearly wasn't, was. But I agree with you. I think there's then a challenge about, so what is foundational? Something that for me was very interesting was a few years ago when there was